Hey everybody, welcome. This is part 3 of our hip series. We are going to get right into it in downward facing dog. So this is going to be a flowy hip class. So we want to take our feet a little bit wider than your hips. And if you have super tight shoulders, I encourage you to turn your index fingers to the front of the mat. And then you can start to press your chest back to your thighs and then just start to pedal out your feet. We want to give a little bit of breath to the outer hips, so just take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Drop your head, one more inhale and exhale. Start to walk your feet together at the back of your mat and elevate your left leg upward. Begin to yawn your left hip open over your right and bend your left knee. Begin to circle out your left hip. So we're staying strong on that right leg. We're not letting the heel turn out to the side or sickle inward. Just try to stay grounded in that right side so that left hip can open. Take one more big breath in. And exhale. Straighten your left leg out straight back behind you. And then begin to squeeze your left knee up towards your chest. You're going to turn the left knee out to the left side of the room and cross the right ankle up to your left ankle up to your right wrist. We're going to sink the hips down low and then inhale, pull your hips up. If you need to come up and tent your fingertips or place your hands on blocks, feel free to do so. You're going to lower down and lift back up. You have one more of these. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, come back up. Now place your hands down onto the mat and pull your left ankle to your right thigh for that figure 4 shape. Big breath in here. Exhale, roll out to your high plank. Roll to the inside of your right foot and start to stretch your right arm up into the sky. Begin to bend your right knee, poke your butt back, and then inhale, straighten your right leg. 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, you could cactus your arm to open your chest, and then inhale, stretch back up. Rotate back to that figure 4 in downward facing dog, and then step your left toes between your hands. Whew. All right, you're gonna seal your right heel down to the ground now, and that's gonna power you up to come into warrior 2. So we push down to the left big toe mound, make sure your left knee is over your left ankle, and then give your hips the space they need. So if you need to wiggle your left toes forward, go ahead and do so. And then what tends to happen is we lock out that right knee. You can add a little micro bend to the right knee and take your arms out to a T. Inhale, start to stretch your arms upward. And then exhale, sink into that warrior 2 a little bit deeper. Now next inhale is gonna bring you to Skandasana. So you probably saw what my feet had to do to make space for this. The right toes turn out and the left toes turn up. Lift your chest, come back into your warrior 2. 2 more times. So sink low, Skandasana. Exhale, warrior 2. Last time, get low, Skandasana. And then inhale brings you up to warrior 2. Lift your chest. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, arc back. Exhale, lazy lizard. I'll show you how we get there. You're gonna roll up onto the right big toe mound. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Heel ball toe your left foot out to the left edge of your mat. Now roll to the knife edge of your left foot. Then roll to the knife edge of your right foot. And if you're like, oh, no, not happening, Chell, walk your foot a little farther down the mat, that left one. All right, so wherever you are, start to stretch your left arm upward. Exhale and sink your hips low. 2 more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink low. So there's a lot going on here. We've got 1 more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale and sink your hips. Inhale, lift, side plank. Left foot is going to land on top of the right. Right hip lifts to the left. We start to elevate the left leg. Take the left toes back behind you. Drop your hips, lower your hips down to the ground. Inhale, lift back up, open your chest. And then rotate back to your to your downward facing dog. Push your hips back to your heels. And then round your spine, roll all the way out to high plank. Bend your knees, lower them down to the ground. Elbows graze your ribs, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest, come into baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, press yourself up to your high plank, pull back, downward facing dog. We just have one more side here, team. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip, scorpion your tail. All right, so we want to create that big hip yawn. And then you're gonna take, the intention was 3, but I think we ended up doing 5 because I was talking too much. So do 5 on this side. One more inhale. And exhale, pause with your right hip open. Now straighten out your right leg and turn your right toes down to the ground. So this is where we do our pigeon kind of prep here. You're gonna bend that right knee, bring it into your chest. And then you're going to take that right ankle up towards the left wrist. If it doesn't get all the way up there, don't worry about it. And then we're gonna bend and sink the hips. Now option to tent your fingertips, lift up and lower down. 2 more, lift up and lower down. Last one, bring the hips up and lower down. All right, palms flat onto the ground. We're gonna lift the leg up into the chest and then rotate to the inside of your left foot, cross your right ankle over your left and sink your hips. Inhale, stretch your left arm high. Exhale, bend your right knee, left knee. Inhale and straighten. One more time, bend. Inhale and straighten. Come back into your downward dog, figure 4. Inhale and step your right toes through. You might have to grab your ankle to bring it up there. Seal your left heel down to the mat so the pinky edge of your mat is parallel to the back of your mat, and then take your arms out to a T. So we just wanna make sure that we have the correct alignment in your warrior 2. Right ankle over, or right knee over right ankle. Press into the outer pinky edge of your left foot and just avoid laying into the back of your knee. So you might have to add a little micro bend there. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, sink a little deeper into warrior 2. Inhale, Skandasana. So we make space, we roll up onto the right heel. Exhale, warrior 2. And you just make that little shift with your back foot. Sink low. Rise up. Last time, get low. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, arc back. Exhale, come all the way down. Cartwheel your hands down and then lift up onto your left big toe mound. We're gonna come into your lazy lizard. So we're gonna heel ball toe the right foot out to the right side of the mat. Now we're gonna roll to turn the right toes out and then roll to the knife edge of your left foot. So you might be up here, up higher, or you bring your foot halfway down the mat. You choose where you feel sensation, where you find your edge. Now exhale, we sink the hips. Inhale, energetically pick your hips up. 2 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale and lift. Last one, lower down. Inhale, lift. You get to take this now into side plank. So we work that transition. You walk your right foot back on top of the left. Lift your left hip up into the right. Pick your right leg up. Tap the right toes behind you. And then we slowly lower your hips down. Inhale, lift up. And then you'll rotate all the way back to downward facing dog. You'll lift your hips up high and chest pushes back to the thighs. Big breath in here. Exhale, round your spine, roll out to your high plank, lower your knees down, untuck your toes, lie all the way down into your bellies. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest. Exhale and lower down. Tuck your toes, press back to child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch, sink hips back to heels. Bright breath in, and a huge breath out. One more breath together, and let it go. Lift your head, walk your hands back towards your knees. Thank you so much. You completed part 3 of this 4-part series, and I'll see you next week.